All right, good morning, everyone. I'm Gary Ryan here with you for the Fed League Flash for Saturday, March 25th. I couldn't remember. Anywho, uh, all right, so we're just going to have some fun today with reviewing some of the stuff that took place last night. What a wild and wacky night in the Fed. Uh, the FPHL sure lived up to its reputation last night. All right, we're going to start off. I'll explain the board in just a bit. Most of you can probably figure it out, but okay. So Watertown traveled to Port Huron and ended up escaping with a win, 4-3. Final score: Lincoln Gingrich scored a goal, including it was the game-winning goal. Also had 2 assists. Um, both teams had 36 shots on goal, a very evenly played game. Um, Watertown did have a surge of momentum, though, in which they scored 3 unanswered goals, and that helped cement the win. Adam Wisco in net for the Wolves gets his first FPHL win, so congratulations to Adam. Um, one ugly note, and thankfully this is the only one we're talking about today. Torrey McLean from the Prowlers was ejected, uh, saying some things he shouldn't have, and he's probably facing a suspension, so we will see what comes of that. All right, so traveling just down the road a little bit, down to Fraser, Michigan, this was the game of the night. And I thought that going in, Motor City ends up winning a thriller in overtime, 6-5. The Motor City was the only home team to secure a win last night, which really bizarre. One of those bizarre things from the wacky Fed. All right, it was a game of momentum swings. Motor City went up 2-0. Binghamton stormed back, took a 4-2 lead. Motor City tied it back up, and then back and forth. Anyway, Jamie Milan ends up getting both the first goal and the game-winning goal in overtime. Of course, that was 3-on-3. Um, Tyler Urich scored goal number 294. I'll get to that in a minute. uh, Scored goal number 294 in his Fed career, so now he is only one behind Ahmed Mahfouz for the lead in all-time goals scored in Fed history. Matthew Boysland, he tangled with Elias Thompson, aka Big Sexy, and so they had a nice scrap. Don Overy did not travel with the team, with the Black Bears. So Black Bears were shorthanded. They only had 5 defensemen that they were rotating out. So that probably factored a little bit in the outcome of the game, as Black Bears just getting some tired legs towards the end of the game. In the 63 minutes, rotating 5 guys, and primarily actually only 4 for the majority of the game. So, but it was a great, entertaining game. Um, Brad Ryder and Danny Vanderwill both had a goal and 2 assists for the Rockers. And so, anyway, Motor City gains 2 points in the standings in the Continental Division, and Binghamton gained 1 with the overtime loss because Mississippi made their way north to Danbury, Connecticut, and ends up pulling out a 5-3 win. This was my surprise of the night. I was really surprised by this. Danbury just had an off night. The 10-game heater is now history, so Danbury can start working on trying put together another win streak to end the season. So Mississippi, technically, even though there's still a game tonight, they win the season series. They have won all 3 games, albeit 2 in overtime. But yeah, they've taken Out of a possible 9 points, they have taken 7. So, surprise, surprise. Yanni Lariakos and uh, the favorite name, Yevdokimov, both had a goal and 3 assists. It was just an off night for the entire Danbury team, including Brian Wilson. Obviously, one of the best goalies in the Fed. He only saved 16 out of 20 shots. The last goal was an empty netter by Evdokimov. Blake Wayrick comes back after not playing much recently due to injuries and whatnot. Stops 40 out of 43 shots. And this holds off Danbury from mathematically clinching first place in the Empire Division for this weekend. It'll be delayed. So it looks like Danbury is going to end up in first, but they'll be the top seed in the Empire. But it hasn't happened yet, at least not mathematically. All right. Carolina goes to Elmira, and this game was thankfully a little closer than the previous 2 contests between the teams. It was a 7-4 win for the Thunderbirds, 60 shots on goal for Carolina. These guys are just offensively off the charts at this point in time. They're really hitting their stride at the right time, and watch out for the Thunderbirds. Joshua Sanchez, the bright no for Elmira, scores in his pro debut. So congratulations to Joshua. And Elmira had a 3-1 lead. Boris Babic had been starting in goal. Cavalier is still out hurt. So Babic gets pulled. The newly signed Greg Hussey, who had played all year in Watertown, comes in net and gets the win. So, good night for the Hussey brothers as Greg gets the win, and brother Brandon had a goal and assist for the Thunderbirds. Thomas Proudluck, you can't pin the loss on him. 53 saves last night. I don't know how Elmira figures out how to prevent so many shots on goal, but this is, if memory serves correctly, this is now the 4th time in the last 3 weeks that they have surrendered at least 50 shots on goal in a game. So they've got to figure something out on the defensive end. Gus Ford, of course, leading the league in points, adds to that 2 goals and 2 assists. He pretty much has the scoring championship locked up right now. Even though Lariakos and Yevdokimov also both had 4 points, there's a gap of 21 points right now. So anyway, I did some math. Elmira did not clinch a playoff berth. Well, yeah, they lost. However, Delaware also lost 7-1 to the Columbus River Dragons. Very balanced scoring for the River Dragons. There wasn't a single standout player. The entire team stood out. Alexander Jemaev, Sturgeon, King, Costello, Wickline, all 5 of them had a goal and an assist. And so it's very solid team effort. Liam Murray got the start in goal for Delaware, college kid, and they wanted to see what they had. Didn't perform badly, 33 saves, but obviously Delaware was just outmatched in this game. So the game was over at about the 13-minute mark of the second period. That's when the winning goal was scored. It was like 12:29 in the second. And so there was just no coming back from that. So Delaware is still mathematically in it by a single point. Mathematically eliminated if they do not win the remainder of their games in regulation. In other words, 3 points, winning out the rest of the way. And Elmira does not get a single point. That is the only way that Delaware is still mathematically in it. So, kind of an unfortunate thing. But as we look at the board here, what I have here is games remaining for the teams as far as locking up their current position in the playoffs. The magic number is there. Now, Carolina has not yet officially clinched second. Motor City can still mathematically get to second, but it would be a miracle. So Carolina's magic number is 4 to solidify second place. But they can still get first. Remember, Carolina and Columbus have the final 4 games of the regular season head-to-head. So we're not going to see the division locked up until at least the second to last week of the season. But Motor City, their magic number for securing third is 15 points. Danbury, I just told you before, they haven't locked up first, but their magic number is 9. So they've got a pretty agreeable magic number for securing first place and the home ice advantage for at least the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. Watertown, they've expanded their lead over Elmira for the 3rd spot, but they still need 17 points. Again, we're just working with mathematics here. And Elmira has that single point to clinch a playoff berth officially. So that is that. All right, I'm going to pause this because there's one other bit that I have to include in this video for today. Okay, so last night, watching the Black Bears and the Rockers play, that was the most fun I've had at a game. Well, not actually being at the game, and despite it being a loss for my Black Bears, we had a blast last night in the chat, and I just want to give a shout out to Ben Saleji, who did the play-by-play for the Rockers last night. Ben, you rock! Did an awesome job last night, and we hope you know that we've just been kind of fun with you. Ben's a great play-by-play guy. Really entertaining, very energetic, and so we all had a lot of fun with him, and we appreciate the job that he did. He went a little Key and Poole on us with a couple of names, hence me mentioning Don Overy and Urich and Boysland. So I would pay good money to have somebody put on video Ben just trying to pronounce some of these names. This just came off the top of my head. A player from every team other than the Rockers, because obviously he's familiar with the Rockers. But Ben, if you could do me a favor, dude, put together a YouTube video. Just read off these names, please. Like I said, I'll pay good money for that. So anyway, Ben did a great job. He's a super guy, and thanks to him for helping make last night's game so much fun. Like I said, most fun I've had at a game where I wasn't actually at the game. But anyway, so that is it. Let me know. Leave down in the comments. Leave your attempted pronunciations for those names. Let's have some fun with this. And not laughing at Ben, laughing with him. Anyway, so hope you enjoyed this. I'm Gary Rion for the Fed League Flash. We will be back with you tomorrow for more reviews. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. Follow the Spotify edition on Wednesdays, and we will talk to you again soon.